Hi everyone, welcome to today's yoga class with me, Ella. I'm going to take you through a 30-minute vinyasa flow where our main focus is twisting. It's going to be a lot of fun and I hope you enjoy. We're going to start today's class in a comfortable seated position. I want you to take a moment to close down your eyes. You can place your hands on the mat beside you and we're going to go through a few rounds of breathing. On your next inhale, raise your hands high to the sky. Look up and exhale, release the hands down beside you. One more time. On your inhale, raise your hands high to the sky, stretching up through that back body. And exhale, release the hands to the side. We're going to come into a simple twist position. So if you want to place your feet out in front of you, we're going to bend our right knee, bringing our foot close to our sit bones. We're going to keep a straight spine and slowly lift that right foot and place it on the outside of our left knee. On your next inhale, we're going to raise our hands up to the sky. We're going to bend that left arm and place that left elbow on the outside of our left knee. We're going to place our right hand down behind us, close to our sit bones, and we're going to slowly twist to the right side of our mat. You can use your breath here to help you deepen this twist. On the inhale, reaching the spine tall, crown of the head to the sky, and exhale, deepen into that twist. One more time. Inhale, straighten the spine, reach the crown of the head to the sky, and exhale, deepen into that twist, looking over your right shoulder. On your next exhale, release your hands, twist to the front, and release your leg to the mat. On your next inhale, raise the arms up to the sky. We're going to bend that left knee, keeping the foot close to our sit bones. We'll lift that left foot, placing it onto the outside of our right knee. We're going to lower our left hand behind us, keeping the hand close to the sit bone, bending that right elbow and hooking it around our left knee. We're going to slowly start to twist our body towards the left side of the mat. Again, use your breath to help you here. On the inhale, straight spine, crown of the head to the sky, and exhale, twist that little bit deeper. On your inhale, straighten the spine, and exhale, twist that bit deeper. On your next exhale, release your arms, twisting back to the front, release your legs, and place the palms down beside you. We're going to come into a cross-legged position and roll over our knees, placing our hands out in front and come to a tabletop position. We're going to do a nice twist here. We're going to lift our right arm out to the side in line with our right shoulder, and we're going to thread that arm through our left and bring that right shoulder down to the mat, keeping your hips high. We should feel a nice stretch across our lower, middle and upper back. Keep your hips in one line, and you can keep this left hand placed firmly on the mat for some stability. Keep the shoulders back and down away from your ears. One more breath. And inhale, we're going to slowly lift up, placing that right palm back down onto the mat. On your next exhale, we're going to lift that left arm out to the side in line with your left shoulder, and we're going to thread that arm through our right arm, slowly bringing that left shoulder down to the mat and twisting our chest to the right side of the room. Keeping your hips high and in one line. We'll be here for one more breath. On your next inhale, slowly come up, placing that left palm back down onto the mat. We're going to tuck our toes. On your next inhale, lift your knees an inch or two off the mat, engage your core, tuck your tailbone under, and we'll stay here for 2 breaths. Pressing your fingers into the mat, pushing the ground away from you. And on your next inhale, we're going to start to straighten the legs, lift the hips high to the sky, and come into our first downward facing dog of the class. We're going to take this time to pedal out our feet, moving our hips side to side. Just really feel into this position and help yourself get stretched out work those hamstrings, and then slowly come to stillness, pushing the mat away with all 10 fingers. Shoulders back and down away from your ears, hips high, abdomen tracking towards your thighs. On your next inhale, look forward, slight bend in the knees, and slowly walk your feet towards the top of the mat. On your next inhale, we're going to halfway lift with a straight spine, lift the head. Exhale, fall forward all the way down, leaning into our toes. And inhale, slowly rolling up vertebra by vertebra until we come to a standing position. Brilliant. We're going to do 2 rounds of sun salutation A. So come to the top of our mats, bring our big toes together, heels slightly apart. We're going to inhale, sweep the arms high into the sky, look up, and exhale, fold forward over the legs. Palms to floor. Inhale, straight spine, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms down, step the right foot to the back of the mat, followed by the left. We're going to bend our knees, bring our chest and chin to the mat, hips should stay high. Slowly going to push our chest through our hands, lifting it up and off the mat. Keep your back muscles engaged here to help pull you up off the mat. Your hands should only be here for support, gently resting on the mat. And on your next exhale, we're going to tuck our toes, push up, hips high to the sky, back through to downward facing dog. We're going to stay here for a few breaths. So again, you can pedal out your legs, stretch into those hamstrings. Focus on pushing the mat away with all 10 fingers, taking the weight out of your wrists. Shoulders should be back and away from your ears. If this feels too much, you can keep a gentle bend in your knees. Most important is to keep your abdomen and chest working towards your thighs to keep a nice straight spine. Last breath here. On your inhale, look forward. You can walk, step or jump to the top of our mats. On your inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, fold all the way forward. On your next inhale, slowly rolling up, reaching the hands high to the sky, and exhale, release your hands beside you. We'll do 1 more round. On your inhale, raise your hands high to the sky, look up. Exhale, folding from the hips all the way down. Place the palms on the mat. Inhale, straight spine, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step the right foot back, followed by the left. You can come through chaturanga in plank position, or again, you can come down onto your knees. The options there. So lean forward over your wrists. Exhale, slowly lower down halfway. Inhale, pushing through your palms. Bring the chest high to the sky, hips low, knees should be off the ground. Upward facing dog. And exhale, rolling over our toes, pushing the hips high to the sky, downward facing dog. We're here for a few breaths. Keep working those heels closer to the mat, hips high. Again, you can keep a slight bend in your knees to help you straighten out that spine. And just work towards straight legs throughout every practice. On your next inhale, look forward. We're going to walk, step or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, fold forward, leaning into our toes. Inhale, we're going to raise up, arms high to the sky, and exhale, release the hands down beside us. We're going to come into our first flow of the class. On your next inhale, we're going to bend our knees, sweep our fingers along the mat, hands high beside our ears, tuck the tailbone in, engage the core, chair pose. On your next exhale, hips high, straighten the legs, fold forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we're going to plant the palms, step the right foot back, followed by the left, and come through chaturanga. Leaning forward over our wrists, bending at the elbows. Inhale, pushing through, hips low, chest high, upward facing dog. And exhale, push back, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, we're going to lift our right knee towards our chest. We're going to plant our foot between our palms. We're going to keep our hands down, framing our front foot. We're going to stay on the toes of our back foot, keeping that heel high. And on your next inhale, we're going to raise our right hand to the sky and start to twist our middle and upper body towards that right side of the mat. We want to look up towards our thumb and start to shine that chest to that right side of the room. Keep the hips nice and low. Stay strong through those legs and feel that nice twist throughout your back. One more breath. And on your exhale, we're going to lower the hand down to the mat. We're going to stay strong and bend into that front leg. And on your next inhale, we're going to sweep our arms high up beside our ears. We're going to come to warrior one. So we're going to stay low in our hips. Arms should be engaged. We're going to bring the palms of our hands in a prayer position in front of our chest. We're going to slightly step that back foot in, just an inch or two. And we're going to find a reverse side angle pose. So we'll stay bent into this front knee and low in our hips. We're going to start to lean the chest forward. And we're going to hook our left elbow on the outside of our right leg. If you're finding this difficult, what you can do is use your right hand, place it on the outside of your right leg and start to push our thigh in as you hook that left elbow over that right knee. And then join your hands together in a prayer position and again start to twist that side body to the right side of the room, staying active through your legs. If you're feeling comfortable here, you can start to open your wings. Brilliant. Even touching your fingertips down to the mat and start to shine that chest right out to the side and even up to the sky. One more breath. And on your next inhale, we're going to bring our palms back together and slowly release that hold. Sweep your arms up for a high lunge. And exhale, release the palms back down to the mat. Step the right foot back. And we're going to come through chaturanga. Leaning forward, slowly bending at the elbows. Inhale, come up, upward facing dog. And exhale, push back, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, we'll lift our left knee towards our chest, stepping it through our palms. We're going to keep high on those back toes. And we're going to come into a simple twist on the left. Plant the right palm down, and we're going to slowly lift that left arm high into the sky, twisting through our middle and upper back. Stay low into those hips, and shine that chest up towards the sky to the left side of the room. One more breath here. And exhale, release that palm back down to frame the front foot. On your next inhale, we're going to slowly come up, warrior one, arms parallel to the ears. Keep the triceps engaged. We're going to bring our palms together at our heart space. And again, you can take your back foot in a step to find more stability, or we're going to slowly start to lean forward. We're going to again hook our right elbow to the outside of our left knee. If that is too challenging, again, take that left hand and start to push that left knee in as you hook your right elbow over your knee. Join your palms at your heart space and try to find a nice deep twist on that left side. Again, if this feels good, you can start to open your chest to the side, fingertips to the mat, help you find some stability. You can even start to look up to your thumb. This will make balancing that bit harder, but again, it will help you to open up to the side. And slowly we're going to bring our hands back to a prayer position and bring our chest back to center. Going to inhale, high lunge, and exhale, release the palms, frame the front foot, step back, and we'll come through chaturanga. Inhale, push up, upward facing dog, knees off the mat, and exhale, push back, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, we're going to bring our right knee towards our chest and step our right foot between our palms. We're going to turn our back foot 45 degrees and come up to warrior one. We're going to try and square our hips, staying in one line, both eyes of our hips pointing forward. So pulling that right hip back and shifting that left hip forward while staying low in our hips. One more breath. On your next inhale with strong legs, we're going to step to the top of the mat and release your hands to your side. On your next inhale, we're going to bend our knees, sweep our fingers along the mat, hands up beside our ears, tuck our tailbone in, engage our core, chair pose. Bring the palms of the hand together at your heart space, and we're going to find a twist to our right. So sitting back and down into our chair, knees should be tracking over toes. You can look down. We're going to slowly hook that left elbow over the right knee and twist our body to the right side of the room. You can even open up your wings, sitting lower in your chair. Keep the core engaged, gripping the mat with your toes. One more breath. Keep stretching that chest to the side wall and slowly bring your palms back together. We're going to come back around to center. Inhale, sweep the arms up and slowly straighten the legs. Release the hands beside you. We're going to come into a standing twist. So we're going to raise our arms high to the sky. We're going to start to lean into that right leg. Engage the muscles of your leg by raising up that knee, gripping into the mat with your toes. We're slowly going to start to lift that left leg. Bringing the right hand down to grab a hold of that knee on the outside. And slowly we're going to start to turn our chest to the left side of the room, bringing our arm down and in line with our left shoulder. If this is enough for you, we can stay here. Or if you'd like to go further, reaching down and grabbing a hold of our big toe with our peace fingers and slowly kicking that heel away from you. We're going to stay here for a few breaths. It's okay to fall in and out of this position. Just try and come back and straighten the leg as much as possible. On your next inhale, we're going to slowly bend back into that leg, release the toe, come back to the front of our mat, bringing our hands together and release that left foot down to the mat. Release your hands by your side, and on your next inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Exhale, folding forward at the hips. Inhale, straight spine, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step the right foot back, followed by the left. We'll come through our chaturanga. Bend elbows, pushing up through upward facing dog. And exhale, pushing the hips back and high to the sky, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, lift your left knee to your chest and stepping it through your palms. I'm going to come up to warrior one. Again, try and keep those hips in one line, both hips pointing to the front of the mat, and stay low in those hips, bringing them closer to the mat. Keep the arms engaged. And on your next inhale, we're going to slowly step that back foot to the front of the mat, releasing our hands to the side. Big toes together, heels slightly apart. On your next inhale, we're going to bend our knees, sweep our fingers along the mat, arms coming high, hips staying low. Engage the core, tuck the tailbone, chair pose. We're going to bring those hands together in front of our heart space, and we're going to do a simple twist on our left side. So we're going to hook that right elbow to the outside of our left knee, and we're going to start to twist our chest to that left side of the mat. Trying to keep as low in our hips as possible. So pushing the weight back into our heels, helping us get lower whilst twisting that chest towards the sky. One more breath. And exhale, come back to center. Arms up to the sky and straighten the legs. Release the arms. We're going to come to a standing twist on our right side. So we are going to start to slowly lean our weight into our left foot. We're going to inhale, sweep our arms up to the sky, lifting our kneecap up to engage the muscles of that left leg, gripping the mat with our toes. And we're going to slowly lift that right leg to a 90-degree angle. We're going to catch the outside of that right knee with our left hand and slowly twist our body to the right side of the room, bringing our right arm down in line with our right shoulder. We're going to stay here, or if you'd like to take this deeper, you can reach down, grabbing your big toe with your peace fingers. And we're going to start to kick that foot away from you, kicking the heel to the wall in front. We're going to try and stay nice and tall through our spine, gripping into the mat with our foot. It's okay to fall in and out of this position, just come back to it nice and slowly. Breathe. And exhale. We're going to slowly bend that knee, bring our hands back together in a prayer position, and slowly release that foot down to the mat. Well done. That was tough. Inhale, we're going to sweep our arms high to the sky, look up. Exhale, we're going to fold forward from our hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms down, step the left foot back, followed by the right, and you can come through chaturanga or bent knees. Downward, upward facing dog. And exhale, push the hips high, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, we're going to look forward, step our right foot to the front of the mat, followed by the left. We're going to sweep our fingers along the mat, bringing the hands up parallel to the ears, staying low in the hips, chair pose. We're going to stay here for a moment. Remember to tuck the tailbone, engage our core, and sit lower into our chair. One more breath. And then slowly, we're going to lower our hips towards the mat and reaching down to a sitting position. You can release the hands onto the mat. We're going to keep our knees bent and lower all the way down onto our backs. Once we're here, start to walk your feet in a little bit closer to your sit bones. You should be able to graze the back of your ankles with your fingertips. Brilliant. And we're going to come into bridge pose. So slowly start to lift your hips to the sky on your next inhale. You can interlace your fingers underneath your back, trying to keep your palms together, and shuffle those shoulders towards each other and underneath your back to help you find some lift. You want your knees to stay parallel to each other. Don't let them start to splay out. Want to keep them in. Want to engage our glutes, and our chin should be pointing towards the sky with our chest pushing forward to try and meet our chin. Our chin does not tuck. We're here for one more breath. And slowly release your hands and lower your hips back down to the mat. We're going to come back up into this. On our next inhale, slowly lift the hips high to the sky, interlace your fingers, tucking your shoulder blades together underneath your back, and lifting the hips up and chest towards your chin. And slowly release the hands out beside you and lower the hips back down to the mat. We're going to bring our left knee followed by our right in towards our chest. We're going to wrap our arms around our knees and give ourselves a nice big hug. You can slowly rock side to side, back and forward, whatever feels good for you. Just help to release that back. After all of our twisting, back bends are a good way to release the back. And now slowly release your hands, bringing your legs out flat onto the mat. We're going to come into our fish pose. So we're going to come up onto our elbows. We're going to tuck our hands down towards our sit bones. Fingertips should be facing towards our sit bones. We're going to bring our elbows in underneath us and then Slowly let your head fall back over your shoulders, down towards the mat. Just feel this nice release. One more breath here. And slowly remove your elbows from underneath you. And we're going to roll back down to a lying position. We're going to lift our knees in towards our chest, bringing our soles of our feet to face the sky. We're going to bring our peace fingers and grip our two big toes and come into a happy baby position. You can pull down on those toes to really feel in that stretch in your hip flexors, trying to keep a flat spine, every vertebra eventually touching the mat. You can stay here or you can start to straighten one leg into a ninja baby or even a double ninja baby, straightening both legs one at a time, or you can just gently rock side to side. Just release that back after all the twisting back bends. Slowly release your toes, bend your knees. One last big hug. Bring your forehead towards your knees. Squeeze tight. And slowly release everything down to the mat, bringing your feet to the corners of the mat, letting your arms rest out wide. And we're going to slowly close down our eyes, letting your breath return to its normal rhythm. We'll sit for a few moments in Savasana. Let your mind relax. Don't think about the future or the past, not what you need to do after this class, or think about how your practice went. Just let the thoughts enter your mind like clouds in the sky, gently passing through, not attaching to any individual thought. And breathe. We're going to slowly bring some movement back into our body. We're going to start circling our ankles, our wrists. We're going to bring our feet together, join our hands over our head, flipping the palms away from us, and take a nice full body stretch as if you've just woken up. Release the hands. We're going to bend into one of our knees and slowly turn over to your favorite side. You can use your hand as a pillow. And then slowly push yourself up and come to a nice seated position. Whatever is comfortable for you. Slowly rest your hands onto your knees. Straight spine. Take a few deep breaths here. Bring the palms of your hands together in front of your heart space. Take this moment to thank yourself for showing up today, for doing something good for you, and for continuing your practice. We're going to bow our heads in gratitude to ourselves. Namaste. Thank you all for showing up today. I hope you enjoyed the class. Hope to see you in the next one.